I want to tell you about fruitarianism. I'm sure you've heard about vegetarianism or pescatarianism, all that stuff. Fruitarianism, which I believe humans are, is just eating really fruit. And actually, I forgot my leaves. They're over the table, but like some greens that you might like, and some nuts and some seeds. But it's primarily fruit and some leaves. And it's a fantastic way to live. I mean, I just eat fruit throughout the whole day. I don't eat just 3 meals. I just eat when I'm hungry. And I always have energy. I don't have any congestion. And so if I don't have any congestion, I have more oxygen. And then with more oxygen, I have more energy. And it's also just delicious. You know, it's just crazy. It's like this crazy world we live in, where some of the most delicious stuff we eat, like black mission figs or ripe bananas or watermelon, is just like a dessert thing or a side thing to breakfast or something, or an apple as an apple a day. It's not an apple a day. You're supposed to be eating 10, 15 apples a day, or whatever. Just eat till you're full. But it's not a big deal for me to sit down and slice up 3 apples and enjoy them. Organic ones. I find organic apples to be more, tasty and delicious, and try and go for everything that's ripe. So now the thing is, I don't eat that many veggies. I mean, I eat the leaves and some cucumbers, but not that much veggies because they don't have as much sugar in them. And so if I'm going to sit down and eat like 4 green peppers, which is not a big deal, and I like green peppers, they won't really satisfy my hunger. If I eat 4 nectarines, that'll get me going for like an hour, but really only an hour. That's why I don't just eat 3 meals. I just eat as I go along, and it's a very nice way. You don't overdo your stomach, and you just always have energy. And I also drink a lot of water, but most of the water I do get from the fruit. I mean, if I eat a tin of pineapple, there's a lot of water in this. And one of the nice things about the bottom is you can drink the pineapple juice, the fresh pineapple juice, which is amazing, or the fresh watermelon juice, at the bottom. So just my typical day is I'll see what's ripe in my cabinets, whatever I have for the day. Hopefully I'll have a bunch of ripe bananas, and I'll have like 5 or 6 of them. And then on the way to work, I will always stop at like Dawson's Market or it's not true, not Dawson, because I don't live near here. But I mean, like, I'll stop at a supermarket, like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, wherever you can find good organic stuff. And Dawson's does have good organic stuff, and I'll pick that up. So like a bunch, I'll buy maybe 2 of these, one of these, each of these, a bunch of bananas that might not be ripe yet, and I'll bring them to work, and I'll have them, put them in brown paper bags so they ripen, and it's a bag of grapes. Maybe an avocado, just the avocado itself. It's no big deal to eat half an avocado. It's very tasty. And I'll just, throughout the day, just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's all the same to me. Whatever I'm in the mood for. And the benefits, as I said, you have a lot of energy, it's delicious, and no congestion, practically no congestion, which is an amazing thing. And they say there's a great book out there called The Mucusless Diet, and it was written in like the late 1800s. And basically, just notice what you put in your body, whether it causes mucus or not. And mucus, some say, is like the source of all disease. Come on in if you like. Yeah, come on in. Just talking about eating fruit all day long, and it's a wonderful way to live. And now some people want to say, like, everybody's got to give something up, because food is a big part of our lives, culturally, traditionally. I used to, when I was younger, have a bagel with like salmon and cream cheese on it. I would never eat any of that stuff anymore. I wouldn't eat the bread, I wouldn't eat the cow milk, and I wouldn't eat the animal muscle, What do I eat? I'm going to eat some bananas, So it's like you lose a certain amount of tradition, but you gain vitality. Everyone else who's still doing it, they're going to die earlier, or come across with some disease or something, so you gain a lot, and so you're giving up. And the idea of like comfort foods, all those things are just kind of like little drugs. You feel this high from eating them. And so but I want to tell you, one of the greatest things about going fruitarian is actually the high afterwards. So first of all, it's delicious. I mean, eating a thing of watermelon is delicious, but what even better than that is the feeling you get after. You have all this water rushing through you that's been distilled by nature, and you have all these nutrients immediately going into your body because you're digesting them immediately, and so you have this energy. And so like that's like a huge payoff for making this transition. Now, some of the key things you try and shoot for on the fruitarian diet is try and go for mono meals. Like it's not a big deal, sit down and have like 5 or 6 bananas, or however many you're interested in eating. It's not a big deal to eat 5 or 6 bananas. Like someone will eat like a bucket of chicken wings, and it's like, that's cool. But if you eat like 6 bananas, you eat a bucket of chicken wings, you're a rock star. You eat 6 bananas, you're a lunatic, right? But it's not true. It's like the exact opposite. It's like it's not, one time I went to the mall and I could have spent $7 on Chipotle, right? Or I could have gotten maybe some Chinese food or something. Instead, Au Bon Pain had these bananas that were super ripe. And so I bought 7 bananas from Au Bon Pain. It was $7, which is the same price for a Chipotle burrito, right? And I ate 7 bananas and I felt fantastic. I'm not sitting there trying to figure out digesting the tortilla and the rice and the beans, all things that separately have a different, chemistry to them. And that's the gist about mono meals, is you give your body one thing to digest at a time. And big meals, I already said you want organic, and you just have to shop a lot. I might shop in the morning, I might shop even in the afternoon. I'll always try and buy some bananas to bring, whether I'm bringing them to work or bringing them home. What I recommend is that you, does anyone have any questions so far?
I have a question.
Yeah.
If you're just eating fruit, how is that for your blood sugar?
I don't have a problem at all with it. I don't know what the reaction people have. If somebody's diabetic, maybe they want to transition slowly into it. But it's all natural sugars. It's in.
Natural sugar, it's still sugar in the body. So
Yeah, I think natural sugars are. I find them to be fine. I have no problem with it. Yeah, no, it's a good question. Sometimes if I eat a lot of really well-ripened bananas, then I might feel a little odd, or something. But, a pineapple, sometimes the crack of my mouth, the side of my mouth, if I eat too much pineapple. But overall, I haven't had that problem. I eat all this fruit all day long, and it feels great. Do you have a question?
Do you take a supplement? Or
I don't take any supplements at all.
Vitamin D?
No. I feel like, all vitamins, all minerals come from the plant, from the earth. And the plants pull them up through their roots, and we eat the plants or with their fruits, to get those minerals. So like calcium, cows don't make calcium. They get it from plant. Right. They eat it, or a lot of times cows don't even eat it. They're given a supplement. Any other?
Something new.
The fruitarianism? No, it isn't. Really, if you look on Wikipedia for primates or orangutans, they're all frugivores. They hang up in the tree canopy, and they're eating leaves, and they're eating apples or whatever fruits up there. So it's not a new thing. It's something that we've veered away from, unfortunately. And 2 years ago, when I've been a vegan for a while, but 2 years ago, somebody mentioned the word fruitarian to me. I was like, what's that? She would go. Some fruitarians go to the wholesale places and get boxes of fruit, because you eat a lot of it, and it's cheaper that way. But no, it's been around forever. Another term is frugivore. If you look on Wikipedia, they'll say a lot of the orangutan is a frugivore. The bonobo is worth looking at. And the other thing about variety, I think it's one thing I want to bring up that's quite funny, is have you ever heard of the fig wasp? Fig wasp. Guess what the fig wasp eats? Do you know what the fig wasp eats? The fig wasp? All right, the fig wasp eats figs. That's it. Just eats figs, right? And they've got a mutualism relationship between the wasp and the fig. They pollinate, and they a lot goes on to the fig before we eat it. But so it's not you don't need 1,000 different recipes, in life. You just need certain fruits that work with the human body and your body. Everyone's a little different, and it works. One thing, so as I was saying, I was a vegan for a while, and then somebody told me about the fruitarian. I went fruitarian maybe 2 years ago, but then about 4 months ago, I did the 14-day raw challenge at Whole Foods. That was actually really helpful. I had actually shown up the first day, and I was like, I'll just see, I'll just listen to what they're kind of saying. And I decided to do the 14-day challenge, and it was a challenge, because I really, even as a fruitarian, I would get a burrito, I'd go to a food truck or something, still vegan, but I would get cooked food. And a lot of people rave about, actually the gentleman in the back, he'll rave about the raw food, and we've even talked about the mucusless diet. And so I decided to do this raw challenge, and a gentleman back says, Kepra, he runs a raw food restaurant on 8th Street, and he's coming up next, I think, maybe. And so I did the raw challenge, and it was a challenge, because whereas I used to, maybe if I was in a bind at work, I'm starving, I haven't got to lunch yet, I'll go get a burrito. This time I would go to CVS and buy their sliced fruit. And I'd maybe spend $12 on $4 a canister. It was almost twice as much as I was going to spend. But you know what? I felt great. It was I was buying vitality. I wasn't back at work trying to figure out, as I said, digest a burrito. And then the next day I started learning. I'm wait a second. I can't be buying $4 containers at CVS. So I stop at a supermarket on the way to work every day, and I pick up some sliced fruit. And this is $6. But a sandwich is 7 or 8 these days. So I recommend the challenge. You can go to CVS for a quick, fruit. You can go to 7-Eleven. Starbucks sells bananas. Ask them for the ripe ones they use for their shakes. Not the green ones they put out front. When you get the hang of it, so you're prepared. Because a lot of it is like, see this side of the table? This is what the world looks like a lot for the fruitarian. There's nothing available. And you got to find your stuff. You got to provide your own stuff. Right? So that's it. So try the 14-day challenge. And then the other thing is when you're tired or when you're sick, a lot of people are like, I need a slice of pizza. Or I need some macaroni and cheese or something when they're sick. Actually, that's the time you need fruit the most. Because you need the water. You need that immediate energy, the nutrients. So I'd say when you're tired, that's the time to really be on guard and be like, I need to force myself to eat fruit. And I still force myself. Because there's this new chip at Whole, sold as like made from peas. If I eat that, it causes mucus. It'll cause mucus in everybody. Because the body thinks it's an invader. Any cooked food or processed food, the body thinks it's an invader, so it causes mucus, and that mucus gets stuck in all parts of the body. And some people say, I think, that it's the cause of all illness. But you'll notice, actually, once you eat more and more fruit, if you decide to eat like some chips, you'll notice some mucus, or you'll notice it yourself. So that's kind of it. I want to tell you, I do offer mentoring, if you're interested, or I can come to your workplace if you want to, give this talk or that kind of thing, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. I got the website, fruitfeast.info. And I want to tell you, it's an awesome way to live. There's no limitations. There's so many fruits here. Bananas, the black mission figs, and they all come in season at different times. I mean, with the blueberries, I was buying a pound and a half at Trader Joe's this summer for $7. I would just eat one of them on the way. Sometimes I bought two of them. It was no big deal. Or apricots came in season at one point, and then we had the watermelons. Now we have pumpkins. I'm trying to figure out if I could eat a raw pumpkin. I haven't figured it out yet, but. So there is a total variety, and just enjoy the flavor, And so it's not an apple a day, it's 10 apples a day. And there's a funny website called 30bananas.com, which I recommend. And there's a book called The Mucusless Diet, which I recommend. And I recommend looking on Wikipedia at a lot of the primate pages, or even the human page, and the frugivore page to read up about it. Do you have a question?
Yeah. I missed part of it, but my question, do you eat raw vegetables?
Yeah, I do, but they don't have much sugar in them, so it doesn't give me enough energy.
But you eat like beets and stuff. That is pretty good.
No, I don't really eat many roots. So I just eat. I eat like leaves. There's a good leaf. Organic Girl, that's a brand that suddenly has appeared, and they have something called super greens. So I really like those greens. But I tried eating kale straight, and it's like too dry. It's too dry. There's no water in kale. So I'm like, I bought it just eating it, because I eat everything straight.
Right.
But this this leaf mixture by Organic Girl has a lot of water in it, so I find it really satisfying.
Okay, very good.
But I eat cucumbers. But if I eat 4 green peppers, which I've done, it's not a big deal.
Cucumbers are fresh too.
Yeah, but green peppers, I've eaten 4, and there wasn't enough energy in it, But maybe I'll use green pepper as a dip with guacamole, even though it's supposedly you're supposed to do that because you're mixing fats in the fruit. But you can find that out for yourself.
Yeah,
so
getting into the whole idea of food combining. Wow.
Oh,
that's a whole
other thing.
Yeah.
What's your favorite fruit?
Honestly, banana, which is
banana.
Basic.
Yeah. And what's your favorite fruit?
I can't tell you. I have a favorite.
Or what's one of your favorite?
Okay, let me think.
All right, we'll come back to you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite fruit, my sir? Come on up. What's your point to the one you like? Which one?
Strawberry.
Strawberries, all right. And what do you like? Kiwis.
Yeah,
Kiwis. Actually, Trader Joe's regularly has kiwis, organic kiwis, in this 6 to a bag. It's a good price. And sir, what's your favorite? Your favorite? We'll go back. All right, we're back to you.
Well, I love strawberries.
You love strawberries.
Yeah.
Strawberries, yep. And remember, I do get organic. I think it's worth it. But try it yourself. I do find it to be a lot more flavor. Kepra, what's your favorite fruit? Coconut, you're going to say. Is that a fruit? It might be.
When I can travel to the Caribbean,
Yeah.
I love the tropical fruits.
You love the tropical fruits? Oh, the Caribbean.
So the last time I went, the star apple.
The star apple?
Yeah. There's a picture. I have it on my Facebook. It's like a purple just purple like ecstasy.
Ah, all right.
It has white. It looks like the Milky Way.
Oh, wow.
It's like so just.
Yeah, and it's fun. I mean, the other day I went to a market and I tried the pawpaw. I've heard of that. It's like a local tropical fruit you get from, they're on the C&O Canal. And that was interesting. It's like a custard flavored thing. I had some pomegranates the other day.
Yeah.
So try it out. Eat tons of bananas, the cheapest way to go. And cut fruit. You know, it's a little more expensive, but it can be convenient. And it's no big deal to have to eat the whole thing of these. It's dripping. So that's it. What's your favorite fruit, sir?
Banana.
Bananas. Cool. All right. Do you have any other questions?
Which fruit is good for gentlemen?
I don't know. You know, I'd say whatever you feel you're craving. You know, I think the body will tell you what you need. And so, I mean,
Most strong.
if you want strength, I would just eat a lot. Yeah, I mean, you know, if I eat, for me, the things that give me the most energy are like pineapple and oranges. If I eat 3 oranges, I could like climb a building. I mean, I'm really feel energized. So,
What's your background? I mean, like growing up, did your parents, you know?
my background? Yeah, my background, no, we really didn't eat that much fruit. You know, it was just typical, you know, there wasn't like crazy amounts of meat or anything, but a lot of bagels and cream cheese,
Yeah.
you know, and salmon or something. But,
I'll try this, you know, more.
yeah, I would try the challenge, because that's where you really,
Complete like you.
thank you. Yeah, give it a shot. If you have any questions, you know, contact me or whatever.
Really thoughtful. Thank you.
All right.
You can spread the word.